Welcome back to the Calm Observer, where we guide you on a journey toward inner peace and emotional mastery. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects us all: anger. Anger is a powerful emotion. It can rise up suddenly like a storm, and before you know it, it has taken over, affecting your words, actions, and even your well-being. But what if you could learn to catch anger before it controls you? What if you could notice it early and let it go before it robs you of your peace?
In this episode, we'll explore how you can develop the habit of catching anger early and choosing peace instead. We're not here to tell you never to get angry. That's unrealistic. Anger is a natural human emotion. The key is learning to manage it before it manages you.
Think of anger like a fire. If you notice it early, you can extinguish it while it's still small. Our aim is to notice that spark and choose calm before it spreads. Anger often arises when we feel wronged, disrespected, or frustrated. It's our mind's way of reacting to perceived threats or unfairness. In those moments, our instinct is to fight back or defend ourselves. But acting out of anger rarely solves the problem. In fact, it often makes things worse. To illustrate this, let's look at a common situation many of us have experienced. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important appointment. Someone cuts you off without signaling, and suddenly anger flares up. You grip the steering wheel tightly, your heart races, and frustration builds. But then you catch yourself. You remember that reacting angrily won't change the situation. It will only increase your stress. Instead, you take a deep breath and let it go. Now think back to a time when you didn't catch your anger. Maybe you snapped at a loved one during a stressful day. In the heat of the moment, it felt justified, but afterward, guilt set in. That's because anger clouds our judgment. It narrows our perspective and makes it hard to see things clearly. Now that we understand how anger can arise and how it affects us, let's explore practical steps to catch it before it controls us. If you've watched our past videos on understanding thoughts, you'll recall that anger is just another thought. It may feel intense, but like all thoughts, you don't have to identify with it or act on it. You have the power to choose whether to follow that thought or let it pass. Just like any other thought, anger doesn't define you unless you allow it to. By learning to catch anger early, you can avoid these moments of regret. So how do we catch anger before it takes over? Let's explore 3 steps. Once you've noticed anger rising, how do you handle it effectively? Step 1. Notice the physical signs. Anger doesn't just appear in your mind, it shows up in your body. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and your breathing becomes shallow. By paying attention to these physical cues, you can become aware of anger as it begins to rise. Step 2. Pause and breathe. Once you notice the signs of anger, pause. Take a deep breath. This simple act of pausing gives you a moment to step back from the emotion. It creates space between the stimulus and your response, allowing you to choose how to act rather than reacting impulsively. Step 3. Shift your focus. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Will reacting with anger improve the situation, or will it make things worse? Often, just asking these questions can help you see the situation more clearly. Shift your focus to something positive or calming. Remind yourself that staying calm is a gift you give to yourself. Imagine another scenario. You're at work and a colleague takes credit for something you did. Your initial reaction might be anger, and you may feel tempted to confront them harshly. Real-life situations like these give us the opportunity to practice catching anger and responding calmly, but instead, you pause. You notice your tense shoulders, you breathe deeply, and you ask yourself if reacting in anger will help or harm the situation. By choosing to stay calm, you maintain control over your emotions and respond in a way that aligns with your values. This process won't be perfect, especially at first. You may still find yourself getting angry, and that's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate anger, it's to reduce its grip on you. Each time you practice catching anger early, you strengthen your ability to stay calm under pressure. Remember, if you do lose your temper, don't be harsh on yourself. Forgive yourself, learn from the experience, and move forward with the intention to do better next time. Inner peace isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware, learning, and growing. When you learn to catch anger early, you reclaim your power. You reduce stress, improve your relationships, and make better decisions. Most importantly, you protect your inner peace. And that peace is priceless. Next time you feel anger starting to rise, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, peace is more powerful than anger. When you protect your inner peace, you protect your ability to think clearly, act wisely, and live with intention. You have the power to choose how you respond. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more mindful content like this. In future episodes, we'll explore more techniques for emotional mastery, inner peace, and personal growth. Stay mindful, stay present, and see you in the next video.